I just parked the truck. I'm gonna go find Travis. He's down harvesting on one of the lower strips out of my place. So we didn't get the snow that they were forecasting this morning, but they are still forecasting some for this afternoon, which we were supposed to be getting by now. But hey, I'm not complaining. We're gonna take the 46 down and try to find Travis. Some of you were asking how the 4640 handles the Brent cart fully loaded, and I think it is a pretty good fit for the cart. However, there's something I like to call the sketchy meter, which goes from not very sketchy all the way up to super sketch. And I think the 4640 on the Brent, depending on where you're at, falls somewhere in the kind of sketch range, you know? Because we were pulling up into the field here earlier, just this little mound that you see down by the pole shed. We came up and went out that way, and I had to hit the diff lock, and we were digging in pretty good right there, even though it's really not that big of a hill. So fully loaded, I mean, you just have to be careful about where you're at and what you're doing. Same with anything. I don't think that the 4640 is a bad match for this cart at all. I think it would be super sketch to put it on the 1160, but the 82 has that handled. Feeling this one. It's not so much that the 4640 can't pull it, it's just the fact that the wheels start spinning, and that's all she wrote. So it's starting to snow. Well, the weather sure went sideways in a hurry. Yeah, it's snowing.
Plug. We got 2 acres to go.
Oh boy. Alright, so it was only 3 acres that we needed to get done since the snow started, and then we're done with this farm, so we decided just to push through and get it over with. So we don't have a completely full semi-load, I think, but we're gonna head up and put what we have left on the semi so I can take it tomorrow, and then we're ready to move on to the next farm. So this finishes my place. Very snowy finish. Right now, I would be a little bit worried if we were pulling the Brent fully loaded with the 4640 with all the snow, because it was slipping earlier, and I can definitely tell that this is... Well, that's why. Four-wheel drive wasn't engaged. Now she's pulling better. Scale saying that we've got about 34,000. There is still a partial load on the Brent. I don't think it'll be too much. Say it's only a partial load. Alright, just finished loading the truck, and I'm gonna run this back to Rockville. I kind of want Travis to follow me if I take the truck over, because with all the snow on the road, never driven a semi in the snow, so I kind of want to take it nice and slow. He already left with the combine, so if I left with that right now, I'd be going it alone. But we'll come back. The 4640 is still here, as well as the semi, so we can take those back. Oh, and the 76 too. We can take those back once we have someone drop us off. Traction there. She can wait there until the snow melts. No, no, no. Look what they did to my boy. Now, harvesting in the snow is not something that we really want to do ever, because we can run a pretty high risk of plugging the sieves in the back of the combine. However, since there were just a few acres left on this farm, we decided to just push through and get this farm done so we didn't have to return. Before it started snowing, Travis's wife Brittany took the 7600 and the Rhino 4155 mower and chopped up some stalks. So she knocked down a bunch of stalks. However, it snowed on them, so hopefully the snow's going to melt soon enough where we can get out there and we can round some more fodder bales up for bedding for the cattle. Now, the Klein farm did not yield quite as high as the other farms that we've harvested up till this point. So on this Friday, we are going to be going up to my 30-acre cornfield that we were intending on putting into the yield contest, but I don't think we're going to be doing so, mostly because we're not sure if we really want to take the time to mess around with that. And two, I got to looking at some of the ears out in the field, and while it did have huge ears out there, I think what problem that field had was consistency. So you'd have one plant that had a massive ear on it, and then the rest in the row for like 3 feet had little ears on them. Now, I think something that really hurt us was earlier on in the year with the planting depth in the planter. And since it was no-till, the planter has a harder time getting down there without hydraulic downforce and putting the pressure on those row units to be able to plant at a consistent depth. So what'll happen is that the plants will emerge at different times, and that'll lead to inconsistencies. And for you farmers out there, you'll know that when you're farming any kind of field, what you're aiming for is consistency throughout the field, because if you have plants that are uneven, it will reduce your yield. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the yield does out there. And yeah, be sure to tune in on Friday at 11 a.m. To check out that video. We're going to be harvesting in the snow, provided that it doesn't melt, which they're not calling for it to melt until next week. So yeah, we'll be harvesting up there, and be sure to tune in. So if you're interested in winning a How Farms Work hat, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section telling me what you thought of this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all How Farms Work. And with that, I'll see you next time. I'm going to go in and start editing a video. What?
Yeah, I'm having a record